day after day after day after day, you are being given the official version of everything, official version of science, of medicine, of politics, of everything. Because the more uncensored information circulates, the more the system of control will fall. Because its whole foundation, its whole way of surviving is to keep from its target population what it is doing, how it is doing it.
Indoctrination, the process of inculcating a person or group with ideas, attitudes, cognitive strategies, or professional methodologies, is a powerful tool as old as time itself. In our society today, the precise boundary between education and indoctrination is hardly distinguishable and hotly contested. Such is the power of the system, which has for decades dictated how humans behave, learn, study, and carry out their daily activities. This tool has been used so subtly and deviously that we can hardly distinguish between what's real and what the system wants us to perceive as being real. According to popular speaker and author David Icke, this is exactly how and why the system, which consists of the few, has been to successfully dominate over the many. In one of his many iconic interviews, David describes how we have become the sheep, all flocking after the shepherd without thoughts as to why we all have to go in one direction. Of course, anytime someone tries to stray outside the flock, there are sheepdogs on either side to keep them in check. David believes our indoctrination has gone so deep and wide that when someone tries to go outside the acceptable norm that the system dictates, others immediately turn on such a person to stop them from doing so. Such is the power of the deep indoctrination. The same indoctrination our parents put us through because that's what their parents put them through too. Instead of thinking for ourselves and questioning the official narrative, we are helping the system keep us all in check by stopping others from straying away from the flock. Unfortunately, if there's anything we should be doing, it's running completely away from this one-directional flock that threatens to subjugate the human race forever and make us complete zombies with the help of tools like artificial intelligence. We will present clips from one of David's interviews with Rob Moore, but before we do, please take a little time to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notifications bell for more videos like this. Every action helps with the YouTube algorithm and significantly contributes to our growth. Thank you, and enjoy the video.
When you look at a human life, it is a download of the official version of everything. That's what it is. This is why vast numbers of people have no other filter for their view of reality, self, world events than the information they receive from the mainstream media and mainstream everything. You know, you come out of the womb and your parents who've been through the process that you're about to go through, the programming process, they start influencing your perceptions of reality. Overwhelmingly, the vast overwhelming majority, not because they're being malevolent, but they've been persuaded that their version of everything is true. Therefore, they're passing on to you because they think they're doing the best for you. You then go into what's called the education system. It's a perceptual programming operation. It's psychological warfare on the young. And from the age of 3, 4, right up through your formative years into your teenage years, day after day after day after day, you are being given the official version of everything. Official version of science, of medicine, of politics, of everything, all the way through your formative years. And it's what I call the postage stamp consensus. It's a very narrow band of possibility. And if you're going to pass exams, you have to tell the system that that postage stamp perception of possibility that you've been told is reality. Otherwise, you're not going to pass your exams. Because what are exams? It's the system saying, you tell me what I've told you, and I'll give you a prize. You tell me what I've not told you because you've got a mind of your own and you're questioning it, and I'll ring your mum and dad and say you're a disruptive influence in the classroom. Right? And then, having downloaded this program of perception of normal, the postage stamp reality, you then go out into the institutions. You become a journalist, a doctor, a scientist, someone in the corporate world, a politician. And you've taken with you this core download of the perception of normal and how things are. And so these institutions are all controlled by this perception, and then they confirm to each other that this perception's true. If you're a scientist and you don't stick to the scientific orthodoxy, then you lose your grants and you become ridiculed by your profession. If you're a doctor and you don't go along with the orthodoxy, you lose the right to practice. If you're a journalist, you won't last long if you go against the orthodoxy. And then all underpinning this, you've got peer pressure. All the people who've been through the sausage machine that you've been through, who have decided that they will accept that version of normal, they then police everyone else that wants to question that normal. So you're ridiculed or condemned by your peers if you question what they have accepted without question. And I've used this analogy. We laugh at sheep because sheep follow the one in front and follow the shepherd. One shepherd. Follow the shepherd, and anyone that goes out of line, the sheepdog's there, woof, woof, fear, fear, fear. And we laugh at sheep. Oh, sheep, they're so stupid. Humans have out-sheeped the sheep. We've dispensed with the bloody sheepdog. We keep each other in line by ridicule and condemnation for the crime of being different or questioning the norm. And how has anything ever moved forward in the entirety of human history, ironically? People questioning the norm. Because if you don't question the norm, you go into an eddy or vortex and you go round and round and round and nothing moves on and nothing expands.
David's analogy brings to mind the popular story of the monkey experiment. Though there is no proof the experiment actually happened, it's still a great story about indoctrination and how powerful it can be. According to the story, a team of scientists supposedly conducted an experiment on a group of monkeys. They kept 5 monkeys in a chamber, hung a bunch of bananas high up at the top of the chamber, and put a ladder underneath it to give the monkeys access to the bananas. However, each time a monkey climbed the ladder to grab a banana, the scientists sprayed cold water on the monkey and others in the chamber. After some time, the monkeys got the message and stopped trying to reach the bananas. To further prove their point, the scientists began to remove the monkeys one after the other and replace them with a new entrant that didn't experience the repercussions of trying to get to the bananas. Of course, the new monkeys also tried to grab the bananas, and each time that happened, other monkeys in the chamber dragged down the unsuspecting monkey and started beating him. The scientists continued to remove the original monkeys and replace them with new, unsuspecting ones, till all the original monkeys had been removed from the chamber and none that experienced the cold water sprays was left. Yet, the monkeys never allowed new entrants to go anywhere near the banana. We are now very much like the monkeys, and the global elites are the scientists using us to police one another to keep us permanently in check. Fortunately, people are beginning to question the narrative. David says the awakening has started, and humans are finally standing up to the oppressors. Let's get back to the video.
You use the system to expose the system, because the system has the networks of communication. So as best, and dominates them, so as best you can, you have to use the system to expose the system. But in terms of entrepreneurs, and it is starting to happen, you know, what do they say? What's that line? Necessity is the mother of invention. Entrepreneurs, if you like, who are genuine, who believe in freedom of speech, they have a fantastic opportunity here and can make an enormous contribution to human freedom by developing platforms, not least video platforms, and developing communication platforms to replace these system-controlled operations, so that we don't have to use the system to bring the system down only. We have our own free platforms, non-censored platforms that can communicate it. And the more then that you have censorship and suppression in the official media networks, the more people will gravitate towards those that are censorship free. And it will become counterproductive then for the the corporate giants in Silicon Valley to go down the road they're going, because they'll just be replaced. Because there is, I mean, I've been on this journey now for nearly 30 years. When I started out, no one wanted to know. I was just laughed at in the street and everything. On this world tour, speaking tour, since the summer of 2016, all over the world, literally, I have seen a dramatic transformation, both in the numbers of people that want to look at the world in another way and see that maybe this official narrative is not exactly how it is or anything like it is. And not only that, the kind of people within the system, people that a few years ago you thought, well, they'd never be, in a position to think differently or question, but they are. There is a changing awareness going on that the world is not like they thought it was, and the system has told them from cradle since they were born to how things are.
The world is rapidly changing. We are at the Rubicon of no return, and we must determine what the future of humanity will look like. Will we decide to be trapped in 15-minute cities forever, with no possession whatsoever, or free from tyranny, lies, and propaganda? Everything depends on this moment, and we must begin to bring about the changes we wish for today. If you found this message compelling, please share your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and turn on post notifications for more thought-provoking content. Thank you for watching.